English film director and producer Sir Ridley Scott, who's about to turn 87, has been accused of being a really lazy filmmaker. Well, joining us live to tell us all about it is entertainment commentator Shane Adam-Bassett. Good morning. Why is he lazy?
Oh, he's lazy and he's grumpy over the years, but he's allowed to be. He's been nominated for 4 Oscars. Hasn't won, but he's still been nominated. And I think now there's been reports where he'll be lazy he'll keep the camera rolling and he'll not block scenes. Mm-hmm. So he'll take out things in a digital method if there's cameras or things in the background or planes flying by, rather than stopping. He also will only let actors read the scripts once or twice, apparently. He's picked the actors, so he wants them to know every word while they're there. You know, he's got to get the respect, apparently. But I love how he gets interviewed occasionally. And he'll say, look, if you want to make a movie, go and make a movie. Don't whinge about it. And he doesn't care about being historically correct. I mean, Gladiator 2 and Napoleon are his last 2 movies. And he was getting, critical. I guess he was getting offended by the critical examination of the historical side of it, but he didn't care. He goes, go and make your own damn movie. But Thelma and Louise is one of my all-time favourite movies, and he did that and introduced Brad Pitt and Jenny Davis, Susan Sarandon. That was one of my great, it's in my top 10 films.
Yeah, that is an absolute
But Blade Runner and Alien and so many great films.
Long. Yeah, well, there you go. Heretic, tell us about that. Hugh Grant is in it.
Yeah, you've never seen Hugh Grant like this before. He's known for his romantic comedies, of course, and being so easygoing. But there's a sinister side to him. It follows a couple of girls who will knock on doors with their Bibles to spread the faith, their belief. And they come across Hugh Grant, who's put in interest. So they know where he lives, they go to his house, he lets them in, but under false pretenses. And while they're sitting there waiting for him to bring out a drink and a piece of pie, they realise something's not quite right and they're trapped. But they're young. Now, my pulse started to go higher during this movie. I was going to ring 000. I was so intensely agitated during this movie. I don't want to give away what happens, but the girls have to work together.
What's the old saying? Never trust a charming person as well.
Yeah, he's charming to begin with, but then he manipulates their faith and then they start to question things themselves. It's such a good movie.
Wow. And what about Moana 2?
Oh, look,
Different soundtrack.
Yeah, this is interesting because I absolutely loved it. I connect to it because of the environment. I'm a surfer. I love the outdoors, and this is all about the Polynesian heritage and Moana at the ocean and mythology. But yeah, Barlow and Bear do the soundtrack to this. Now, Barlow and Bear, I hadn't even really heard of them until recently. They won a Grammy, actually, for Bridgerton, the musical. And they bring a different kind of gravitas to the sound of a Disney film, which I haven't heard before. I like it. I don't think it's going to sit well with everyone, but overall the movie has already broken records. Over in the US, Thanksgiving, for one day it broke a record for any film. And here it's also doing really well. I think it's going to sweep the box office in Australia. Wicked and Gladiator 2 at the moment are huge movies, but this one's just going to take over. I liked it. I think for families...
You think this is going to be better than Wicked? Because you raved about that last week.
It will do better at the box office. It'll last longer as well. I think Wicked will still stick around, but Moana will just keep on playing and playing and playing over Christmas and New Year.
Oh, that's interesting, because I've heard so many people since you spoke about Wicked last week saying that they absolutely loved it. So you rate this one better?
I do at the box office.
At the box office, yeah.
I think Wicked is probably slightly a better movie, but at the box office, in terms of making money and families going to see it, maybe once or twice, a second time, I think that'll happen.
What about?
And they'll like the music eventually. Because I liked it. I liked it from the start, but it'll grow on fans, yeah.
Man on the Inside.
Oh, yeah.
Ted Danson.
Yeah, great. This is the show that I just came across. I didn't know much about it, put it on, was addicted straight away. Based on a true story too. It's a documentary called The Mole Agent. In Chile, there was a elderly guy who answered an ad and went into a nursing home to check on elder abuse and theft that was being reported. And that's what happens here. Ted Danson, the great Ted Danson, 3 Men and a Baby. I know everyone says cheers, Becca, but I love 3 Men and a Baby. He answers the ad. He's an ex-professor, retired professor, doesn't do much with his life. He's a widower, goes into this retirement home, but he forgets where he is. He's having so much fun. He's just forgetting he's supposed to be there to be a spy and a snoop. Everyone loves him. And he even gets behind the bar at one point and makes Manhattans for everyone, and they all get drunk. This is the senior citizens having fun. Look, there's a serious side to it, but honestly, watch it. It's a very good...
And as you said, a true story.
Yeah,
based on true.
Yeah, it was an Oscar-nominated documentary from 2020 from Chile. And worth watching, The Mole Agent. It didn't win, but it was nominated. And this is based on that.
Wow.
And there's some famous faces you'll recognise during the show, like older actors that you haven't seen for a while, like from previous TV shows. See if you can pick them.
Okay, all right. And
LA Law, there's actually a really
there you go.
cool actor from
Plenty
LA
on the
Law.
list. It's a lot of wet weather out there as well, so many people can maybe head to the movies or watch Sky News, of course. Or
And happy birthday, Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott, that's right.
Watch one of his 30-odd movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you like dinosaur movies, Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I certainly do, yeah. When they're done right, there's a lot of straight-to-streaming dinosaur movies that have been digitally created that aren't very good, but the classics, yeah, definitely.
That's
Jurassic
the segue to this segment, so that's why I asked you.
All right.
Shane, thank you so much. There you go.